Testing, testing. Testing one more time. And I'm sorry for the awful camera angle. Okay then. Let me prepare myself for the intro that everyone loves. Hold on, we got a bit of a delay on the intro that everyone loves because I've got to talk to Jar. Okay, I'm ready now. Hello everyone and welcome along then to ABS Tier 4, what is it, round 2 of I'm not sure what season it is, yeah, round 2 of the championship here in Shanghai. As you can see, the beautiful circuit in China. In case you didn't know, I would assume you all know, but well, I would hope you all know. Hopefully your geography is better than mine, because everyone in ABS knows that my geography isn't the best. But yeah, we are here in China for round 2 of the championship. As you can see, Hazard NFO in the Alfa Romeo, currently the fastest driver to set a lap time. In the championship, not actually sure. I need to have a look at that so that I have something to talk about. ABS, where's tier 4? There it is. Championship standings. So, after 2 rounds of the championship, we've had, wait, no. Is it 2 rounds? No, it's 1 round. So, after, yeah. So, this is round 2. And we had Bahrain. So, it is currently Splashy Spear 44. Who is the driver right here in the Mercedes, who currently leads the championship as he won Bahrain from Surfy 1535 in the Racing Point. And then you've got Ibolets in third. I butchered that, definitely. And then you got Mac2 Bean in 4th place, the BTEC Beans F1 I like to call him. GSR Thrasher in 5th place, closely followed by Farscoped. ARL Aaron Ocon in 7th. Tom, aka Evan, in 8th. Tom Arsenal 9th. And Fire King 10th. And then the rest of the drivers are yet to score in the championship. Constructors-wise, we've got Mercedes currently leading the way with 33 points. And then they've got a about a 9-point gap to Racing Point in 2nd. AlphaTauri in 3rd place with 16 points. Renault just 1 point behind them. Williams in 5th with 12 points. Alfa Romeo with 2. And then the rest of the teams are as yet to score. Oh my god, I've got to invite NS Racer again. Are you having a laugh? I can't commentate like this. I do apologise. Had to invite the same guy about 20 million times today. And it's always the same thing every week. For whatever reason. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose. I hope he's not, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's not. But back to the action then. Splashy Spear has gone quickest with a time of a 31.6, as you can see here. In case any of you are triggered by this camera angle, I'm sorry, but I can't change it while I'm spectating. So, yeah, it's a new camera angle that I've been trying out to try and make myself faster. And it's kind of worked, but, yeah, going back to the action, Mercedes looking very good right now because they are first and third, and then you got Hazard in the Alfa Romeo who splits them. I'm not sure who crossed the line there. I think that was one of the McLarens. It was Swinners, I think, who crossed the line there, and he's gone 8th fastest with a time of a 33.2. We got Surfy out on an out lap here in the Racing Point in 5th, 32.5. A decent lap time. Hopefully he'll be able to elevate himself up the grid a little bit more. He is on the medium tyres. Ooh, that was very close between Surfy's teammate and the McLaren there of Swinners. But yeah, let's have a look at who has gone for the mediums. So quite a lot of drivers on the mediums. The top 4 are all on softs, but then behind that you've got Surfy on the mediums, GSR Thrasher, Mac2Bean, Swinners 28, Aaron Ocon, and then you've got Mad Destroyer and McLaren Syria and how do I say that? Al. We'll call him Al. It's a good name. Al. Right. But yeah, so quite a lot of drivers opting for the medium compound of tyre, and then I think a little bit less drivers that went for the soft side. It was about equal. But yeah. Obviously, the soft tyres are quicker on a one lap pace, but when you do get into the race, they do wear extremely quickly. So yeah, that is why quite a few drivers are opting for that medium tyre. In the hope that they can run longer into the race, and it does benefit you because the soft tyres do go off extremely quickly around here. But we'll go for an on-board lap of China with my forever triggering camera angle. Into turn 1, this corner seems to go on for absolutely ages, but you've got to keep it nice and tight, and Surfy running slightly wide there possibly, and then through here very easy to lock up if you're using no ABS, which of course I would know. And then out of here, looking for a nice exit. Then you want to hug the inside, use that curb, and then go back over to the left and get pretty late apex. Don't touch that curb on the inside because it's very bumpy indeed. Then through here, it's all about line and making sure you're in the right place. And he's Surfy's slightly wide through there, but not too bad. He gets on the apex quite nicely for the right-hander. And then through here, it's very tricky. Kissing the apex nicely there does Surfy, and then through here, careful not to run wide, otherwise you will lose time. And then over to the right-hand side for this left-hander, where I was famously killed in Tier 2. And then through here, this corner is also difficult. Don't run wide onto that that curb on the left-hand side, otherwise you will lose mountains of time. And then you've got to get a really good exit onto this straight, because the exit that you get will affect how fast you go down this entire back straight. So if you get a poor exit out there, you're going to be losing a lot of time. As I believe Surfy's teammate has gone off just behind him. That's ARL Ocon. But through the hairpin, looking for a nice exit, and then through the final corner, you want to be as committed as possible on that inside. Really cut the corner, and Surfy does that pretty well. And then you want to go up to the line, and it is not an improvement for Surfy 1535 in the Racing Point. He gave it everything, but just not enough to elevate himself any higher than 7th position. What else have we got? Not much. But we've got 4 minutes 21 seconds left on the clock before qualifying ends. Well, that's if the timings are correct, which I would hope they are, but you can never be sure with this game. So yeah, it's a difficult one, as that was a close one between Mac2Bean and ARL Aaron Ocon, as I believe Mac2Bean was coming out of the pit lane. Yeah, close call there, but it looked like he got out of the way fairly well. So yeah, let's have another look at the tyres, just see what people are going to do. So a few more drivers going onto the softs now. So less drivers on the mediums than there was before. So yeah, but tops. Oh dear, as that's a spin for Aero. He collects it he's in the gravel, but he just about managed to keep it facing in the right direction, but that is going to be the end of Aaron Ocon's flying lap. But he will have time to go again, so hopefully he'll be able to get himself a bit higher than 13th position. But yeah, it's not his first spin of the session. So yeah, Aaron Ocon definitely not looking too great right now. But the top 5 all on soft tyres, and then you've got Kyle in the McLaren, the highest placed medium runner, with a time of a 32.3, and he is on another flying lap right now, so we'll have to see if he can go any faster. He's got the Haas of Horns right in front of him. Hopefully he gets out of the way quite nicely. Unless... no, I believe he is on a flying lap, so Horns should probably get out of the way sooner rather than later, especially here, because otherwise Kyle will be in that dirty air for a long time. Unless Horns is on a... no, he's on an out lap, so this could be really affecting the McLaren driver. But yeah, he doesn't seem to be getting out of the way. So if Kyle is on a lap, which it looks like he is, then that could definitely be a penalty for Horns, because blocking in qualifying is not tolerated unless you are on a flying lap yourself. Then it's okay. You don't have to get out of the way. But Horns, as you can see from the timings, is on an out lap. So yeah, and now he's giving Kyle quite a good tow down the back straight. But feel like Kyle probably wouldn't be too happy with that, even though he has got a tow. Well, I thought he was going down the inside there. Oh, we nearly had some racing in qualifying, but yeah, thankfully he didn't. So we got no contact, which is what we like to see. Right then. Let me turn off all that. So we are coming into the final bits of qualifying now. We got 1 minute and 27 seconds left on the clock. So wait, let me put on the times at least so that I can see. There we go. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, so currently Splashy Spear in P1 and Alaska. So the top 2 aren't going to be going out for another lap, it seems, because they're both in the pit lane right now and not looking too worried about going out again. But so the highest driver which is out on track is the man we're looking at here, GSR Thrasher in the Williams. So this could be a good opportunity for him, because he's actually not too far off those top 2. It's quite close between the top 3. It's only about a tenth between them all. And then you've got a couple of tenths back to Farscoped, who's also on an out lap, so he'll get to start another flying lap. And then behind that we've got Hazard, who is going to be hard pushed to make it to the flag here, because of 30 seconds, and he's got Kyle right in front of him. So that could be the end of the session for the Hazard NFO. Kyle is on a lap. No, he's not. He's on a recharge lap. So he could be... no, I don't think he'll make it. It's going to be very close. But yeah, we've also got Surfy on an out lap. He's not going to make it to the flag unless we have a timing glitch, because a lot of drivers are a long way away from the flag right now and don't seem to be too worried about it. But yeah, we haven't got a checkered flag by the looks of it. So these drivers, I believe, will be able to start their flying laps. So yeah, we'll be able to see when Surfy crosses the line, and he has. So yeah, it is a timing glitch. But so yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see who can do what, I guess. But the first driver that's going to come across the line will be Farscoped in the Mercedes. So we'll stay with him for now. I'm not sure how far he... actually, no, he's not even deployed DRS, so he couldn't... no, I think he's backed off on his lap. And, yeah, that's definitely backed off on his lap now. But who is the next driver to come through? I believe that will be NS Racer in the Ferrari. He's got damage to his front wing, so he's not going to be going any faster. Who's next to come through? It's an AlphaTauri. It's not Bean, it's Evan. So can he elevate himself up into possibly the top 8 or 7 or 6 or 5? Through the final corner he goes out. Oh, that was wide, and it is invalidated on the final corner for Evan. It is only going to be 9th for him. Who's the next driver to come across the line? Is that Thrasher? Yes, it is. Out of the final corner he comes. Can he challenge the top 2? Yes, he can. He goes on to pole position by half a second. So the top two not coming out. Gifted that to Thrasher in the end. But the next driver to come across the line will be Horns. He's only 14th. So next driver to come across the line will be Hazard NFO. He crosses the line. He's invalid, I believe, and he stays 5th fastest. Next driver to come across the line is Surfy. Stays 7th fastest. Next driver to come across the line behind him, Errol Aaron Ocon, yeah, I missed that, sorry, goes 2nd fastest. So, great lap from ARL Ocon right at the end. Yeah, didn't expect that. After those spins at the start of the session, he's bounced back beautifully, but we still have, no, and yep, your final two drivers, McLaren Syria has backed off on his lap, and Mac 2 Bean is invalid, so those two won't be going any quicker. And that is the end of qualifying. So you've got GSR Thrasher 319 on pole position from ARL Aaron Ocon in 2nd, Splashy Spear and Alaska in 3rd and 4th after not coming out. Varscoped after crashing right at the end of qualifying starts 5th. The Hazard NFO in the Alfa Romeo starts 6th. And then Kyle 91 Smith in the McLaren starts 7th. Surfy 1535 only 8th fastest for the Racing Point driver. Mad Destroyer in 9th in the Renault. Solid, but probably would have wanted to be higher than that. Evan, after getting invalidated on the final corner, starts 10th. Then you got McLaren Syria in the Red Bull, who didn't complete his final flying lap. Then you got Mac 2 Bean, who didn't complete his flying lap either because he got invalidated. He'll be starting 12th. And then you got Al in the Red Bull, in the sister Red Bull, sorry, starting 13th, just ahead of Swinners in the other McLaren. Then you've got Horns in 15th. Probably not the best qualifying for him, but hopefully he can make it up in the race. And then you've got, last but not least, NS Racer 45 in the Ferrari, the slowest of the 16 times that were set. Just have a look at the Discord to see if anything's going on. Actually, no. I'll have a look at the Twitch chat if anyone wants to say hello and be featured on the live stream. Do so now, because I will say whatever you say on stream unless it's bad. Joris has said hello, Chris. Hello, Joris. I thought you left ABS, so why are you watching? But it looks like Joris is going to be the only one to say something, for now at least. Would like to see more people. Oh, GSR Thrasher has said hello. Hello, GSR Thrasher. Joris, I created that Discord, so I'm in it. But yeah. Sammy Boy also says hi. So as ARL Aaron Ocon says yes, P2. Yes, good qualifying from you. Fair enough. After your spins earlier, it was a pretty good comeback. And then Jarv said there's been more above. Yeah, there probably has been, but I only just turned my phone on, so I can't see it. Vapor Joe says Thrasher Goat. Maybe. So Aaron Ocon says hello. Nathan says hi. Didn't ask you, Nathan. GSR Thrasher says I agree, Joe. Yeah, GSR Thrasher is confirmed as the GOAT. And Joris said that he left because he was bad, not because he hated ABS. Good to know, good to know. But we are just about ready to go then here at Shanghai for round 2 of the Tier 4 Championship. In ABS, GSR Thrasher is your pole sitter. We'll have to see if we get a clean start. It hasn't been a clean start in all of the other tiers, from what I've seen at least. But hopefully Tier 4 can really show everyone else how it's done, and have a really clean start. But yep, and we are now away for the formation lap here in China. And why can't I change my camera settings? Because no one wants to watch the race from an onboard point of view. And now I can. Good. Right. So now I will turn everything off, because this is what Tony does with all of his start. So I may as well copy him, because it looks very clean in that. So yeah, and what Tony says and does is what you really want to do, because Tony's my idol in life. Let's say that. Tony, yeah, he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. GSR Thrasher, he's also the GOAT, But I mean, still, it's pretty difficult to be as much of a GOAT as Tony Sun. By the way, if you want to hear Tony Sun's voice, he commentates Tier 1 and Tier 3. Tier 1 he does with me, and I'm not sure who he does Tier 3 with. But, yeah, Tony... I've talked about Tony too much now, but yeah, Tony is the GOAT. No one else in the ABS is as much of a GOAT as that. Apart from maybe me. And Beans F1, obviously. Obviously. But yeah, back on topic. We are coming into the third sector of the formation lap now. No dramas on the formation lap that I have seen, as all the drivers are weaving their way down the back straight to get some temperature into their tyres. I'll just have a quick look at what tyres everyone is starting on. So, yep, the top 10, apart from Surfy, all on soft tyres. Surfy qualifying on the mediums, hence why he was that far back. McLaren Syria in 11th starts on the mediums, as well as Maktubin, Aleph, Swinners. Horn starts on softs actually from 15th. That's interesting. NS Racer starts 16th with mediums, and Burning Man the only driver to opt for the hard tyres. But yeah, two drivers getting disqualified. Actually, the two teammates getting disqualified on the formation lap there. So I'm not sure what happened between them. That will definitely not help relations down at AlphaTauri. But we are just about ready to go then. The lights should be coming on very soon, and they are not coming on for the drivers yet. I'll be able to tell when they are coming on when the revs start to rise. And they have now, so it is going to be lights out now. It's a good start from GSR Thrasher as well as ARL Ocon. Oh, ARL Ocon challenging into turn 1. And we got McLaren off in the background, but they're side by side into turn 1. Surfy with the inside line. Thrasher trying to hold it all the way around the outside. They're still turn 1, still side by side, sorry. But Thrasher runs wide and Surfy takes the lead. Oh dear, and Thrasher's got very squirrely on the exit there. Oh, and that's the Mercedes of Farscoped in the barrier. No, sorry, it was Splashy Spear who spun round. As you can see there, Farscoped in third, having a good start actually. It was his teammate. Oh dear, but now the other Mercedes is having troubles. He nearly lost it there after being side by side with the Haas of Alaska. We got a yellow flag. Horns is already out of the session. We got a virtual safety car China, and my commentary in that first little bit was awful. I mean, that was awful. But we got most of the drivers still going, but the driver that has retired is Horns in the Haas. And we got damage there for a driver as well. Someone's run into the back of someone else, and there's a time penalty for McLaren Syria and NS Racer. So that's who had contact. And as you can see there, damage for the left-hand end plate for NS Racer. As you can see, the drivers are warming their tyres all the way down the back straight. But it is ARL Aaron Ocon who... Was I saying Surfy before? I can't remember. I might have been. I hope I wasn't. But it's ARL Aaron Ocon who leads. God, I feel like I did. I might have actually just commentated over Surfy into turn 1, not ARL Aaron Ocon. I hope I didn't. But we are racing again, and GSR Thrasher runs wide out of the final corner as ARL Aaron Ocon sets the first lap of the first lap time of the race. But he's got GSR Thrasher right behind him into turn 1. But yeah, not close enough to make a move on this occasion as they all file their way through. Aaron Ocon running slightly wide there. That's going to give Thrasher a further opportunity. He's going to be trying to get a good exit out there. And ARL, I'm just going to call him Aaron. Aaron has got a pretty good exit out of there to stay ahead for the time being. And then if these two fight, then this really could bring Alaska and Farscote onto the back of them as well, because they're not too far behind as they file their way through the... don't know what... Well, I'll just call them the S's, because they're kind of like S's. But yeah, so most of the grid unscathed through the first couple of corners. The only driver, as I said before, as GSR Thrasher runs wide once again. But yeah, the only driver to retire has been Horns in the Haas car. Unfortunate for him. But as we hit the back straight, this is going to be where the slipstream will be very powerful. But before they get onto that, it's Dirty Air Central through that final corner, and very difficult indeed to navigate. But GSR Thrasher definitely not close enough to make a move. Anyone else close enough to make a move? We got Mad Destroyer. Oh, the Mad Destroyer and the Hazard going side by side into the hairpin. The Renault has got the inside line, but the Hazard should be able to get a better exit. No, he runs wide onto the AstroTurf and is not going to be able to keep up the fight for that place. Who is that that's gone off? That is Burning Man, who has gone off in the Ferrari as Alaska sets the fastest lap of the race. But something has happened to Burning Man, and that's the worst possible scenario for him as well, because he started on the hards, but he's got damage, so he's going to have to pit as well, as Surfy and the Hazard are swapping places into turn 1. Oh dear, Surfy's round! Oh no! That is the worst possible thing for Surfy on those medium tyres. I'm not sure if he's got damage or not, but it looks like he's just going to be able to escape unscathed from that. But he's got Kyle in the McLaren all over the back of him now. Kyle thinking about a move into the right-hander, but thinks better of it for the time being at least. Not much else going on as we got... wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, as Thrasher running wide once again, that's going to give Alaska further opportunity. Had a bit of a brain freeze moment there, but they're side by side into... Not sure what corner it is, to be honest, but they were side by side, just about. But Alaska thinking better of it for the time being, but he could have a good run down the back straight. Thrasher really not coping very well in the early stages of this race. Why would I want to see that camera angle? But we are now on board with Alaska. GSR Thrasher has got DRS ahead of him, so it's going to be very difficult indeed to pass him. But he's closing all the time on the Williams. The DRS slams shut, and they stay as they are for now at least. But the top three breaking away a little bit from the drivers behind. Farscoped has fallen away a little bit in that 4th place, and he's got Mad Destroyer right behind him as well, so he's got to think about defending. But the top 3 are a bit further ahead. But no position changes just yet as they run into turn 1. Errol Aranokon leads them from GSR Thrasher and Alaska. They are nose to tail, these 3, as they go through the left-hander. Yeah, and virtually nothing between them. So, yeah, this is a good scrap for the lead of the race. Hopefully we get some good side-by-side action, but hopefully we also don't get any like crashes or anything, as Aaron actually ran wide into the right-hander, and that put Thrasher on him pretty closely, as Aaron has run wide again. And now it's Aaron Ocon who is making the mistakes, and Thrasher is all over the back of him. But Aaron just about keeping in the lead for now. Oh, and he gets a bit squirrely on the exit. That is going to give Thrasher very good momentum indeed as they go onto the back straight through here. And Aaron's run wide again, and they're side by side. And this is going to be very close. Thrasher on the inside, and then the Racing Point is on the outside. He runs wide. Thrasher's taken the lead for now, but can Aaron Ocon possibly get back past with the slipstream? Doesn't look like he can, because Thrasher has got the DRS, and it is Thrasher in the lead now from Aaron Ocon. And now oh my commentary is so bad today, but the Haas now challenging. But where's Farscope come from? Out of nowhere. He's trying to take 3rd place away from the Haas driver as they go side by side into the last corner, and Farscope has gotten into 3rd place, and the Haas actually of Alaska has come into the pits after just 5 laps on those soft tyres. That shows how quickly those soft tyres degrade, but he could get a good undercut actually on the drivers ahead of him, as we got a yellow flag. Is that a Farscope? Yes it is! That's a 2nd Mercedes round in 5 laps. What happened to Farscope? And he's now down all the way in 10th. Oh dear, he just got past Alaska up into 3rd place, and now he's made a mistake and he's all the way down in 10th, but now he's got Kyle all over the back of him as they go into the right-hander. Kyle goes down the inside, he runs over the curb, and Farscope just about managing to hold that place for now with the better exit and better traction out of that corner. So Kyle is going to have to sit behind for a little bit longer, but we got a massive train from really, I mean, 1st to around 8th or 9th. Well, kind of. The top 2 are breaking away a little everyone else. But, yeah, and then Mad Destroyer obviously takes P3 now after Alaska has pitted and Farscope spun round. But we'll have to see what these 2 drivers in the lead do. Will they come into the pits at the end of this lap or not? Thrasher actually having some good pace right now because he's pulled away and out of the DRS of Aaron Ocon behind him. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how this one plays out. But let's go on board with Thrasher. Will he go into the pit lane at the end of this lap after just 5 laps of racing on those soft compounded tyres? Yes, he does. What about Aaron Ocon? Yes, he follows him in as well. And he's gone very deep. Oh, that was very, very close indeed. He nearly hit the barrier there, as Mac2Bean will be staying out and taking the lead as the lead medium runner. But now all eyes go on to Laska. Will he be able to undercut those top 2 on those fresh medium tyres? But he's side by side with the Red Bull of McLaren Syria out of the final corner. Will it be the lead for Alaska? It's going to be very close indeed. Oh, will he get the lead? Yes, he does. Alaska in the Haas has got the provisional lead of this race after pitting just 1 lap earlier, and that shows the difference of fresh tyres has, because Alaska is now up into the net lead of the race, because all the drivers ahead of him still do have to pit. And McLaren Syria gets a time penalty there. But as GSR Thrasher goes down the inside, Thrasher's actually gone onto fresh softs. So that's interesting, because Alaska's gone onto fresh mediums, Thrasher's gone for softs. So differing strategies between the Haas and the Williams at the moment. But we'll have to see which strategy comes out better. As NS Racer, I believe, has gone off at the final corner. Yes, you can see him there facing backwards at the final corner. That's not what he wanted. It has been an abysmal race for him. But on board with Al now, here we could see a change for the lead. Obviously, these guys haven't pitted yet, but Mac2Bean not making it too difficult as they go into the hairpin, and it looks like Al is going to be taking the lead of this race. He pulls back over to the left-hand side. He's got a bit deep, actually. This could bring Mac2Bean back up into the lead, and yes, it does. Al running deep into the hairpin has cost him, and Mac2Bean retakes the lead of the race in the AlphaTauri. And then Surfy not too far behind either. And then Farscoped, after his spin earlier, finally comes into the pits. I'm surprised he stayed out that long, actually, because the spin obviously would have damaged his tyres quite a lot. And his teammates followed him in, actually. This is going to be a disaster pit stop for Mercedes, because they're going to have to double stack. Splashy is going to be waiting behind for quite a long time. I mean, if it had been real life, they probably could have pulled it off, but unfortunately, the game doesn't really allow it, so Splashy Spear is going to be dropping down even further, unfortunately for him. And something that has happened, Thrasher has got past Alaska. I didn't see that, but Alaska drops down into 5th place, which will be 2nd place once the drivers ahead pit. But yeah, Thrasher back up into the net lead of this race with 21 laps. No. Yeah, 21 laps to go. My math isn't the greatest, but yeah, Thrasher clearly making best use of those soft tyres at the moment. And now, oh dear, we got a scrap for the lead of the race right now. Surfy gets past the Red Bull, up into 2nd place. Could he do two drivers in 1 lap? Mac2Bean is just ahead of him, and he will have DRS on him as they go down the back straight. It is Mac2Bean from Surfy, from Al, and then we got GSR Thrasher quite a way behind as the first driver who has pitted. But Surfy having a little look down the inside there, but thinking better of it as Al nearly runs into the back of Surfy. And this is a good scrap between the 3 medium runners for the lead of the race. Will anyone pit? No, because you can see just how much longer those medium tyres last as Aaron Ocon gets past McLaren Syria now and up into 6th place. But here comes Surfy for the lead of the race. Into turn 1 they go, and it is Surfy up into lead of the race. And it looks like Mac2Bean might have some damage. Yes, he does. He is missing an end plate, and he could lose 2 positions here in 1 corner, and he has done. Well, not yet, but yes, he has now, because Al is up into 2nd place and ahead of Mac2Bean. But Mac2Bean could come back as him here with the slipstream, but it doesn't look like he will. He's going to sit behind now, and yeah, so somewhere in that scrap, Mac2Bean has lost his end plate. So he can either stay out and suffer the time loss, or he can take a bit more extra time in the pits and have it repaired, and hopefully have some really good pace when he comes back out. But for now, obviously staying out is the best option for him, I think. But yeah, all this battling is going to be bringing GSR Thrasher onto the back of him. But obviously doesn't need to pass them, because they will be coming into the pits very soon. And he's actually gapped Alaska very quickly indeed, because the gap is around 3 seconds now. So yeah, quite a big gap between them. And then Aaron Ocon quite a ways behind them. But yeah, not a lot going on right now. I mean, ooh, that was close. Swinner's nearly spinning there on the AstroTurf on the outside. That could have been nasty. But, yep. So, but he does live to fight another day, and he has spun now. I just said he'd live to fight for another day, and he has just spun. Oh dear, that's unfortunate for Swinners. One of probably the nicest guys on the grid, and he's had a spin there, and nearly loses it again actually. But yeah, that's going to be dropping him just one position, but he was out of the points anyway. So yeah, that's unfortunate for Swinners 28. But I mean, probably the worst race so far has been Ferrari, 15th and 16th for the two boys in red. But yeah, it's definitely not been the race they were hoping for. Not sure how NS Racer is able to run the number 16, because I thought you couldn't use actual F1 drivers' numbers, but yep, he is, so I guess you can. But Surfy leads them still from Aleph, from Alfair, not Aleph, but just Al, as Maxu Bean runs wide onto the AstroTurf there. Just in case Jarv is watching, or any of the admins or higher bits, well, higher people in ABS, can you get me a co-commentator, please? Because it does get very boring sometimes, commentating by yourself for about an hour and a half. But, yeah, as NS Racer gets a 3-second time penalty. I do miss doing it with Rossi. I mean, I can see why Rossi didn't want to do it anymore, and it's not because he didn't like me, obviously, but, yeah, I do kind of miss Rossi. But yeah, hopefully we can have a co-commentator with me soon, because while I do think I commentate better by myself, it's definitely more fun to do it with someone else. But and yeah, Joris already volunteering to commentate with me, but you'll have to talk to Jarv about that, because I have no control over it all. But yeah, so right now, not a lot going on in this race. Everyone's fairly spaced out. What we really need is a safety car to spice it all up. And, well, if we did get a safety car, it would be a godsend for the top three, because they can all pit and not lose too much time. But, yeah, but for now we haven't got a safety car. So, yeah, they're going to have to pit and lose the regular amount of time. Jarv has said, turn on tyre data unique. Cheers for that, Jarv. I will turn on the tyre data. So there you go, the tyre data. Top three, all having done 9 laps on those medium tyres, and then Thrasher in 4th place on 3-lap-old softs. Then you got Alaska in 5th with the 4-lap-old mediums, as Aaron Ocon gets a 3-second time penalty. Speaking of him, he is on 3-lap-old hards. And then you got McLaren Syria, another driver who hasn't pitted yet, and someone is off. Is that one of the Ferraris? Yes, it is. It's NS Racer. He's had something, but I think he might have... No, he's got damage. So something has happened to NS Racer again in this race. It's been an awful, awful race for him as Surfy comes into the pits. Oh no, is that Surfy in the barrier? Is it? Oh my god! Surfy has crashed! He's out of the session! Oh my, and we have got a safety car. Surfy going in too hot into the pit lane, and he has crashed out of the session. Wow, I mean, the only reason I was looking at that was because of NS Racer, who did pretty much the same thing, but he's just about managed to survive. But unfortunately for Surfy, he has crashed and is going out of this race. Oh, that is unfortunate for him. He's done a Lewis Hamilton and has completely binned it in the pit lane. So extremely unfortunate events for the Racing Point driver. He was coming into the pits to make his first pit stop of the race. He was in the lead. And yeah, it's all gone wrong and he is now out of the race. But yeah, that's unfortunate for him. Oh god, he is going to be kicking himself from that. And I'm sure he won't want to watch this back. Yeah. So that was extremely unfortunate for him. As Jarv has said, thanks sex god. That is me. What's Seed saying? Turn on tyre data. Oh, okay. Yeah, everyone telling me to turn on tyre data, which I did because I am the GOAT. But Al. Say Al. Just Al and Mac2 Bean will be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, and probably won't be losing too much time at all. Thrasher will take the lead unless he decides to come into the pits as well, because this could be a good time for him to pit on those soft tyres, because I mean, granted they're not very old, but they will definitely not go to the end. So let's see what he does, and he does go into the pit lane. Oh dear! Oh, he nearly does the same thing as Surfy. Everyone going in extremely hot here. ARL Aranokon is staying out, and he's going to take the lead of the race on those hard tyres. And then let's see what GSR Thrasher goes on to. So it looks like he's gone onto the hard tyres. Oh no, that's Mac2 Bean, sorry, I'm blind. I'm blind, I am so blind. But GSR Thrasher, the final pit box in the pit lane. He's going to drop down the order a fair bit, but he has gone onto fresh tyres. Still behind Mac2 Bean, who has gone onto the hards. And that's interesting, actually. I don't know why Thrasher's gone for mediums, because they won't make it to the end. And I'll be very surprised if they do. But yeah, so Mac2 Bean goes onto the hards after changing his front wing. The Mercedes have been brought back into it. They're back up into 5th and 6th as Swinners gets a time penalty for a collision with NS Racer. So it goes from bad to worse for Swinners 28 under this safety car that was triggered by Surfy1535 in the Racing Point, who went straight on in the pit lane, as NS Racer now gets a 5-second penalty, and Kyle's got a 5-second penalty, and Swinners has got another 5-second penalty. Something's going on at the back here, and it looks like Burning Man is... No, it's NS Racer, sorry, who is literally just stopped at the apex of turn 1 for whatever reason. He's a lap down, so that would probably be why. But I'm not sure what's going on there, but it looks like it's all sorted itself out now. So yeah, we are on the safety car here at China. If you're just joining us after Surfy1535, I'm sorry to keep mentioning you, Surfy. Crashed in the pit lane, doing pretty much what Lewis Hamilton did in at the same track in 2007, as he went straight on into the pit lane. But unlike Lewis Hamilton, he hit the barrier and took off his wheel and put him out of the session. So yeah, not what he would have wanted to do. But we are still under safety car, and I believe the safety car won't be going in for another few laps, as Java's told me to keep the tyre data on. I don't know why, but I guess I'll do it. So there is the tyre data for everyone. So yeah, I don't know why Java wants me to keep it on, because personally I think it looks a bit complicated and messy. But oh well, it doesn't matter too much. But it is ARL Aranokon in the lead from our... That was one of the Mercedes running onto the grass a little bit there. But it is the Red Bull in second, after this safety car has benefited him massively, because he was able to pit under that safety car and go onto fresh hards. Actually, you never know. He could win this race, because he is on fresher rubber than the Racing Point in front of him. So you never know. He could actually get past. But we've also got Mad Destroyer right behind him, also on the hard compound of tyre, which is the same. He pitted onto those at the same lap as Aranokon. So, ooh, someone's taken out the brake marker board. I didn't quite see who that was. We've also got the Alfa Romeo of Hazard, also on 6-lap old hards. Farscoped on 5-lap old hards, same as Splashy Spear. Mac2 Bean on fresh hards. He probably could have come out quite a lot higher, but he elected to change his front wing, so that's why he is a bit further down the order. GSR Thrasher, who was leading this race at the beginning, after taking the lead into... Wait, no, he was on pole, so... yeah, he took the lead back after being overtaken at the start, and held the lead for quite a long time, but then this safety car has really shaken it all up. As we've got position changes under safety car for whatever reason. I think that might have been the two McLarens swapping places, but not really sure what's going on. But it should be safety car in this lap, and it is. I've just got the notification. So the safety car will be speeding up any moment now, and it has. So Aranokon will be backing them up down the back straight. And then we will be getting back underway, and we are just about halfway through this 50% race here at China. So it is going to be all to play for in this second half of the race, as they are all warming their tyres ferociously down the back straight, trying to make their tyres hotter than the sun. And I'm sure NS Racer has got at least a minute of time penalties now. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he keeps getting time penalties for whatever reason. So it's getting worse and worse and worse for him. But yeah, out in the Red Bull, nearly going side by side with Aaron Ocon into the hairpin. But that's not what you want to be doing under safety car. And Aaron Ocon will be going any minute now. The safety car is in the pits, so he is allowed to go. And I believe he's not gone yet. He has gone now through the final corner, and he's got a fairly good jump on the Red Bull behind as they all file their way through as one of the Hasses, well, the only Haas, gets a little bit squirrely on the exit there, but he collects it all back up and thankfully does the opposite of what I did in Tier 2 and keeps it out of the barriers as they all fire their way through as Mad Destroyer challenging for second place as, and now Hazard getting involved in the Alfa Romeo as they all file their way through, but the order has largely stayed the same as they all make their way through. We got the two Mercedes on the back of Hazard. That's a bad camera angle, I didn't want that, but Farscope trying to get a better exit, and they have made contact, and they're all over the place. Oh god, it's 3 wide, this is going badly. They've just about managed to keep it all in order as Splashy Spear gets ahead of Mac2. I think he was already ahead, actually. No, I can't remember, but Splashy Spear is ahead. And then Mac2 Bean is between the two Mercedes as Thrasher has got past Farscope now. So Farscope dropping down the order. GSR Thrasher on those fresh medium tyres will have a fairly big pace advantage at the moment. We've already seen his pace, and let alone on fresher and quicker rubber as the Hazard and Splashy Spear swapping places. Splashy Spear getting ahead of the Alfa Romeo driver. Splashy Spear going over to the right to break the toe, and I can see one of the drivers ahead doing the same thing. Oh dear, what's happened there? The Alfa Romeo's just completely lost it into the barrier. What's happened there? GSR Thrasher has got past. Could that have been a tap at the back? And that's... Oh dear. That's a horrible crash. That's multiple drivers involved. And that's a reset to track as well for the Alfa Romeo of Hazard. So that's another time penalty as well. But we've seen a lot of contact there as he's gone straight on into the pit lane as well. But Mac2 Bean and the Hazard getting tangled up with each other there. Mac2 Bean has thankfully got no damage. But he's all the way down in 13th now. And then the Hazard, after running as high as about 4th, I think, has got damage and is into the pit lane for a new front wing. Oh, dear. And that was all triggered by Hazard just... I'm not sure if he'd been rear-ended by GSR Thrasher, possibly, because it was very weird. I was on board with him, and he just kind of veered off into the barrier for whatever reason. And then that kind of triggered the chain of events that happened right after. But yeah, all I know is it has ended up with the Hazard down in 14th position. And that is, yeah, it's very unfortunate for him. As we got the Renault and the Mercedes going side by side into the left-hander, and it is Splashy Spear up into 3rd place now, up into the podium places. But could Mad Destroyer come back at him down the back straight with the slipstream? No DRS yet, because we are not 3 laps in after this safety car. But Splashy Spear weaving all over the place to try and break the toe as they make their way down, but Mad Destroyer is gaining all the time on Splashy Spear. Into the hairpin they go, and the Renault goes to the outside. Splashy Spear squeezes him. The Renault tries to get a better exit, not quite going to be able to do it on this occasion. GSR Thrasher right behind them as well, trying to get involved in this as Mad Destroyer possibly runs a little bit wider than he might have wanted, and that's given GSR Thrasher a very good run down the main straight. GSR Thrasher pulls over to the right hand side, down the inside he goes, and he takes 4th place away from the Renault, but the Renault trying to come back at him, but not quite going to be able to do so on this occasion. But GSR Thrasher runs slightly wide, but he is still going to be able to keep the position over Mad Destroyer, obviously on the slower compound of tyre. Could Mad Destroyer come back at him? No, I don't think he can. He's got a pretty poor exit out of there, so he will be staying in 5th place for the time being. GSR Thrasher is going to be wanting to have a go at Splashy Spear ahead of him now, because he is on much fresher tyres and quicker tyres anyway. As we've got 22 views now, so this is going extremely well. But yeah, as Kyle gets another 3-second time penalty in this race. Yep, definitely not what you're going to want to be doing. But the majority of the grid actually not getting time penalties, surprisingly. I mean, granted, it's fairly difficult to get a time penalty here. There's not many tracks where, not many corners where you can get a time penalty. But actually, the leader has got a time penalty, Aaron Ocon, with probably a 3-second. We'll have a look at what time penalty he has, and then I'll go back to the tyre graphic. Yes, he's got a 3-second time penalty. Swinners has got 18 seconds of time penalties. How has that happened? but maybe some of those will get removed after the race. We never know. But the top 3 are still nose to tail, just like it was in the first few laps. Not quite the same drivers, but very similar indeed. But we've got Splashy on the back of Al down the main straight. Both got DRS, so making the job a little bit more difficult than Splashy would have wanted, and he stays behind for the time being and in 3rd place. But he could get a good run out of here. We're on board with him now. And Al has gone very skittery there, goes slightly wide, but not costing him in too much in terms of the exit. But could Splashy go down the inside? He has a look, but he's not going to be quite able to do it. He's pushing him round the right-hander, and now he's going to get hit with an absolute wash of dirty air from the car in front of him. To be fair, he's staying pretty close. I mean, as close as you're really going to get in dirty air like that. But all the while, GSR Thrasher is going to be closing right in on these two as they battle away for the 2nd spot on the podium, as Al runs slightly wide through the left-hander, and that's going to give Splashy an opportunity, and they make contact! Splashy Spear nearly spinning. He collects it all back up. GSR Thrasher moves up into 3rd place ahead of his Mercedes rival. And now he's going to be trying to get Al down the back straight as well. DRS will be enabled for him. I would assume so, at least. Yes, it is. Why would I want to see that camera angle, honestly? And I've still got it. But he pulls over to the side, and he goes down the inside of the Red Bull and takes 2nd place. So GSR Thrasher, after dropping down all the way to 8th on that safety car, is back up into 2nd position and is actually in the lead of this race on time penalties. But I believe he will have to make another pit stop because it will be a long stint on those medium tyres. But we'll have to see how it all plays out. Aaron Ocon can go to the end on those hard tyres, I think, because he's only done 11 laps and he'll only have to do another 10 laps. And you never know, we could get a safety car which could change things entirely. But for now, it is Aaron Ocon out in the lead from GSR Thrasher, from Al in the Red Bull, from Splashy Spear just behind. We're on board with GSR Thrasher now. The 2nd place driver was leading this race ahead of the driver in front of him right now. Is now behind him once again. So we're going to see a bit more side-by-side action between these two, I think, in the very... I don't know where I was going with that, but in the coming laps, I would say, we're going to be seeing some side-by-side action as Aaron Ocon runs possibly slightly wider there than he would have wanted to, and that puts Thrasher right on the back of him. But it's all about the exit out of this final corner onto the back straight then. Who has got the better exit? Who has got the better momentum? GSR Thrasher runs slightly wide, actually, but Aaron Ocon getting a slight bit of wheel spin on the curb, it looked like, so it could be quite close. GSR Thrasher is in overtake, as you can see. Let's see, well, actually I can't see what Aaron Ocon is using because of my awful camera angle as they go into the hairpin, and GSR Thrasher stays behind, but he could get a better exit out there, actually. They're side by side into the final corner. GSR Thrasher on the outside. Aaron Ocon has got the inside line. Ooh, as they run over the camera, as Aaron Ocon runs slightly wide there onto the AstroTurf, and he's got the inside line for the next corner, but Aaron Ocon is going to be a sitting duck with no DRS and on older tyres. GSR Thrasher retakes the lead that he lost under the safety car and the pit stops. And yeah, no doubt about it, GSR Thrasher has got a lot of pace around this track. Definitely more than a lot of drivers around him, and he retakes the lead of the race. Yeah, so the pole sitter back up into the lead. As I've said that a lot now. So let's have a look at the Discord, see if anyone's begging me to do anything. Jarv says to actually have a clue what's happening. Okay. But yeah, back to the action. Obviously we just saw Thrasher retake the lead. We've still got Al in 3rd place ahead of Splashy Spear, actually. I'm not sure. When did that happen? I can't remember. My memory's failing me, but I think he passed him fairly, because obviously we saw the contact between Splashy Spear, and I believe it was, actually it might have been Al, actually. So honestly, I'm not sure anymore. But yeah. So we got Alaska and Farscopes going at it for 5th place. They're very close to each other. It looks like Thrasher's made a mistake, actually, because he's very close to Aaron Ocon behind him. But we'll have to see if he has to come into the pits again. Not sure how quickly the medium tyres wear around this track. Would assume they can do around 12 laps. As someone is off, I believe that's Hazard. He's got yes, it was Hazard, I think. He's got going again. He has got front wing damage though, so that's realistically the end of the chance for points for him, unless we get a safety car as Kyle comes in to make his pit stop. I would assume onto the soft tyres, as I believe Hazard has had an issue again. Going quite slowly through the final corner onto the back straight, looked like for him. But, yeah, no lasting damage as that's one of the Red Bulls off. Yes, it is. It's Al has lost the car on his own. He reverses back onto the track. And he's going to be dropping all the way down to 10th. The driver that was in 3rd position is now 10th. Oh, dear. I'm not sure what happened to him. And oh, he's gone again. He's gone again. He's done a Sam Cole. He's done a Sam Cole. Clearly, sign this man up for Tier 1. Sign this man up for Tier 1 right now. He's just absolutely done exactly what Sam Cole did in Tier 1 just a couple of days ago. And he's done it again. Even better than Sam Cole. Possibly. Like, is this out for the, the Tier 1 Championship, question mark? And he's now retired, so it is a virtual safety car being brought out. No full safety car, unfortunately, because that would have really spiced things up. Does GSR Thrasher come to the pits? No. He'll have to do another 8 laps on those tyres, so, no, 7 laps, sorry. So, it'll be about 15, 14 laps on those tyres he'll have to do, so it will be very close. He'll have to look after them, but obviously this virtual safety car will be helping him. But you never know. He could actually get a puncture if he's not careful. I mean, you can get punctures as low as around 60 or 70% on this game, so you have to be quite careful with tyre wear. But we got quite a big... Mad Destroyer in 6th position has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. But we got a battle for 4th place between Alaska and Farscope. Mercedes keeping that spot for the time being. Alaska trying every trick in the book to get past. He's got a pretty good exit out there. He goes down the inside. Just about manages to avoid contact, which is good, because otherwise that could have ended extremely badly indeed. But Farscope keeps that place for the time being. But for how much longer is the question on my mind, because Alaska will have DRS down the back straight, which is very, very long indeed, and very easy to overtake down. I mean, really, all you need to do is be within 5 or 6 tenths, and you're probably going to be past the car in front by the end of the straight. A splashy spear in the other Mercedes gets a 3-second time penalty. So yeah, a lot more drivers getting time penalties now, but Alaska and Farscope very close together. Farscope defends down the inside, but Alaska has found the inside line, brakes late, into the hairpin they go. Alaska's got past for the time being, but Farscope trying to get a better exit out of the hairpin, but it is not enough. And Alaska makes his way up into 4th place. But could Farscope come back at him down the main straight with DRS enabled for the Mercedes driver? He's in the slipstream. He's gaining all the time. He looks to the inside. He goes down the inside. They're side by side into the first corner. Alaska and Farscope, nothing between these guys. Alaska runs quite wide. He's trying to hang it around the outside, but he's not going to be able to on this occasion. And Farscope retakes 4th position. This is a great scrap for 4th place. We've also got McLaren Syria, Evan... No, Bean is a bit further back, so it's mainly McLaren Syria and Evan fighting it out for 7th place. Not much between them. They're around the 1 second margin, so probably some DRS bit coming into play for Evan very, very soon. But meanwhile, it's still the same story out front with GSR Thrasher leading the way from Aaron Ocon from Splashy Spear, who recently got a 3-second time penalty. We also saw... Well, Splashy Spear has had a very eventful race, because he spun at the start, and then he had a half spin with I believe it was Al, dueling for, I believe it was 2nd or 3rd place, which allowed GSR Thrasher to get past him, but not too much damage done in the end for Splashy Spear. But yeah, But it's been a pretty good race for him, all things considered, as these two are still scrapping it out for 4th place. But something has happened to Alaska because he dropped off quite a lot out of the exit of the hairpin. He's still got DRS just about on the Mercedes driver ahead of him, but he's going to have to get very close as Mad Destroyer comes into the pits then to, I believe, serve his drive-through. We'll have a look at the penalties again, just to see if there'll be any position changes. So Alaska with no time penalties as well as Farscope, so no position changes there. And then we got a 3-car train of 3-second time penalties behind that. Aaron Ocon and Splashy Spear both with 3 seconds, and then 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th all really, I mean, out of contention with that much time penalties. We'll go back to the tyre graphics, so because everyone seems to like that. So yeah, not a lot going on at the moment. I mean, it's been an eventful race. We've seen some crashes. We've seen some spins. We've seen a Sam Cole imitation by the Red Bull of Al, who is now out of the race. Yeah, it's been a decent race. I mean, not the best, but not the worst. So yeah, but we could see another fight for 4th position very soon between these two, the Haas and the Mercedes. I don't think Alaska's going to be close enough on this occasion, and I don't think he had DRS on that occasion. So yeah, it would have been very difficult indeed to pass the Mercedes ahead of him. But we have only got 4 laps to go of this 50% race, as Alaska runs quite wide there out of the final corner. But yeah, we are in the closing stages of this race. Yeah, it's gone by fairly slowly for me. I need a co-commentator really. But as they go side by side into turn 1, Evan and McLaren Syria side by side in the Red Bull family cars. And it is not Mac 2Bean, sorry, Evan who takes the position and exits the corner first. But we'll have to see if McLaren Syria can respond. He's still right on the back of the AlphaTauri. So we could see, and he's coming back at him immediately as he goes down the inside. A very bold move into the right-hander, and it looks like it's actually paid off because he has got back past the AlphaTauri. So fair play if it works, and go for it. I mean, he did fully commit to that, but you do have to be careful because otherwise you can get a penalty for forcing a driver off the track or giving them damage, as I found out as I was on the receiving end of it. I'm sorry to keep coming back to that, but yeah. Back to the battle for 4th place, Alaska and Farscope. Alaska's a lot closer this time round. DRS will be enabled for him now. He's closing on the Mercedes all the time as the red light on the back of the Mercedes indicates he is under 20% ERS, as TRL Limitless will always point out. Alaska cuts the corner and gets a 3-second time penalty for it. He didn't really gain much out of that, so it's not really a fair time penalty, but it is the game. So, yeah, I would assume that penalty will stand. But I'm not completely sure. But we could see another side-by-side as they go into turn 1. Alaska had a look down the inside, but not quite able to do anything with it. So we've got ARL, Ocon, and Splashy actually quite close together now. So we could see a change for 2nd place. These two have got the same amount of penalties. So, yeah. But we could actually see a change for the lead, because GSR Thrasher, clearly, you can see his tyres are going off, because he is no longer getting away from these two drivers behind him, and could be at risk of a puncture. You never know. You never know. But we could see a thrilling conclusion to this race. Obviously, the two drivers behind GSR Thrasher have got time penalties, so that is one comfort for him. But, I mean, it's not a lot, because these two drivers behind him are gaining very, very quickly now. But, I mean, what you really don't want to do is fight, because otherwise that will let Thrasher get further away, as somehow Farscope has been passed by Alaska before they even got to the straight. Not sure quite how, but I mean, these two aren't taking my advice, and they are going side by side into the hairpin. Splashy brakes very late indeed, but the Racing Point just about manages to stay ahead for the time being, as I believe Alaska and Farscoped once again going at it into the hairpin. Alaska runs a little bit wide, but he's going to have good traction out of the corner, and he's got the inside line for the next corner, and he's got the position ahead of Farscoped. Farscoped has... Wait, no. Does Alaska have a time? Yes, he has. It's Farscoped that doesn't have a time penalty. My bad, but... I mean, really, all he needs to do is sit behind Alaska, and he will get that position, but it's not looking like he's got any intent on doing that for now, because he is... looking for every single way possible to get past, as Splashy has now got past Ariel Ocon and into second place. So one Mercedes replaces another Mercedes with the most overused joke of all time, and the black Mercedes is up into second place now. But they're losing time to the Williams in front of them, which is really what I said not to do. I mean, they can't hear me, but yeah, you know. And McLaren Syria's got back past Evan, and Evan has dropped down 2 positions, I think, actually, because he's been passed by his teammate now, Mac 2 Bean, as Farscope gets a time penalty. So now that does put the pressure on him to get back past Alaska in the Haas. So we could see a very tight battle between those guys. But the gap between Splashy and GSR Thrasher is still around the same. It's about 1.4 seconds, 1.5 seconds. So he's not gained a whole lot yet, but I would imagine he will now that he's not fighting with Aaron Ocon as much. So we could see a change for the lead in the closing stages of this race. We are coming onto the penultimate lap of this race. Oh, and now Thrasher has got a time penalty as he ran wide out the final corner. So that has now really turned the pressure on, because he will have to legitimately take this win on track if he wants to take the win. But don't click away from your screens just yet, because it is not over. This is going to come down to the wire. Well, I hope it does, because I want some excitement. But yeah, anything happening between these two, they're still nose to tail as they go through the first 2 corners. Alaska running slightly wider than Farscope did. But Alaska stays in 4th position. Can Farscope send it down the inside? Yes, he does. Last of the late breakers, Farscoped, but he runs too wide and he's nearly spun on the exit as well. And Alaska is going to gain time out of that. I mean, that was really a desperate move from Farscoped. He probably should have waited a little bit longer. But he elected not to, and it has cost him, unfortunately, for now at least. But it is not over yet between these two. Coming back to the battle for the lead, Splashy has closed in on GSR Thrasher. It is 1.2 seconds between them, and he's going to have slipstream from the Williams in front. I mean, it's not going to affect him too much, but possibly could affect him a little bit. A little bit, maybe. Just a tiny, tiny bit. But we are coming on to the final lap of this race then. Place your bets. GSR Thrasher versus GS... Wait, no. Did I... No. Oh, I don't know. GSR Thrasher versus Splashy Spear. Place your bets. As Splashy Spear hanging on to the fringes of that DRS detection as they go down the main straight. But this is very much not over, as only 9 tenths between them now. So we could see a last lap move. We'll put up the... not the lap data, the telemetry, to just see how much ERS they each have. GSR Thrasher has got a lot of ERS. This is going to be one difficult job indeed for Splashy Spear to do if he wants to get past the Williams ahead of him. As for Scott, he was very slow on the power out of that corner, actually. If it was real life, I would say he had a problem. But obviously, this game, you don't really get problems. I mean, but... judging by the ERS of GSR Thrasher ahead of him, I would say there's not really any way to get past, because he's just got so much ERS. He's got like 70 or 80%, at least last time I checked. But this will be the final opportunity. He is actually very close, so we could see a change for the lead. GSR Thrasher versus Splashy Spear out of the final corner before the straight. DRS will be enabled any second now for the Mercedes driver, and you can see just how much more ERS GSR Thrasher has got. Splashy is going to have to do a dive bomb of the century. He's gone down the inside. They have ghosted. So, oh god, wow. My heart rate went through the roof there, but it is going to be GSR Thrasher who stays in front and takes the win. He started on pole and he wins by 1/10 of a second. Fair play to both drivers. That was a great ending and a very close one. Aaron Ocon comes home for third in the Racing Point. Solid points. Alaska records Haas's first points of the season in fourth. Fifth for Farscoped in the Mercedes. A solid weekend for Mercedes, definitely. McLaren Syria, the only remaining Red Bull, comes home for sixth. 7th and 8th for the two Alpha Tauri drivers. Also fairly solid. Swinners comes home for P9. Sorry, make that P10 as Mad Destroyer has jumped him on time penalties. Mad Destroyer is 9th. Burning Man comes home for 11th after a dismal weekend for Ferrari, it's fair to say. Kyle, in the other McLaren, comes home for P12. I mean, the big losers of that race were McLaren and Ferrari, both having horrific races, to be fair. But that was an exciting ending. I was not expecting Splashy to go for that, and maybe if there was no ghosting, he could have. But because this is Tier 4 and we are kind to drivers, there is ghosting enabled. Obviously not all the time, but just in case the game thinks there's going to be a collision, because we don't want big crashes. But I believe it's off for the higher tiers. So yeah, but your race winner, GSR Thrasher in the Williams. Great drive from him. I mean, it's impressive that you managed to make the tyres last long enough to go to the end. Obviously, the virtual safety car did help, but at the end of the day, it was him that did the magic. So yeah, and Splashy Spear also gave him a very good run for his money. So I think that was a good race. And now I need to invite the top 3 for an interview. Low-key hope they don't join because it means I have to talk, but that's mean. I shouldn't say that. So we'll invite GSR Thrasher in the Williams. Then we'll invite Splashy Spear. And GSR Thrasher is joined, so that's nice. Very nice of him to join so quickly. Big up GSR Thrasher. Confirmed as the GOAT. Splashy Spear has also joined, and I'm not sure if Aaron Ocon will. Oh, okay, all 3 drivers have joined, so that's pretty lit. If all 3 of you could include your audios, please. And if you could turn down the screen. Right then. So, have you all of you got your audios included, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll start with your third placed finisher, Aaron Ocon. Well, you had the lead for quite a while, but eventually just about got edged by the 2 drivers, 2 other drivers in this party. Could you talk me through your race, please?
Yeah, so yeah, I had a very good qualifying, but I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get pole because it was so close. But yeah, my qualifying went very well, and at the start I just got a better start, and well, yeah, took the lead into the first corner. Yeah, but then my teammate crashed out into the pits, which is a bit embarrassing.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah, and then the safety car just came out. But then, yeah, I was just managing the lead, and then Thrasher overtook me. So then my tires were going off a lot, like, so I just tried to nurse it to the end, because I knew I had enough of a gap over 4th place. And, like, when I came across the line, like, my tires were on, like, 80%, and on the in-lap, like, I looked at my screen, and it was punctured. So I think one more lap, I probably would have lost the podium.
Yeah, a very, very close one. You had a couple of spins in qualifying.
Yeah.
What changed in qualifying that really... Well, did you just gain confidence, or did you change front wing aero, possibly, or...?
It was confidence. Yeah, I just changed my confidence.
Fair enough. Well done for 3rd place, Aaron Ocon. It's a solid drive.
Thanks.
Right, we'll move on to Splashy Spear now in the Mercedes. You went for it on that final lap.
Yeah.
My heart rate went through the roof. because I mean that was insanely exciting. Um, it was very close, but it was just out of reach for you today, Splashy. Can you talk me through your round?
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. Three spins, two on the beginning of the race, one lap one, immediately spun to B16. Um, did got a bit of help from the VSCs and the safety cars. Um, I'm not happy at all. It might seem good, but I'm not happy at all with this one. I'm very disappointed in myself, and I could have done better with the double stacking and stuff. That wasn't the plan of ours, and I'm just in a bit of shock and a disappointment.
I do feel for you, Splashy, because I did see a couple of incidents. Regarding the spin at the start, were you hit, or was that just on your own?
Nah, it's just my wheel. It's been acting weird all time. Force feedback is too heavy. Pedals feel weird. I don't know what to say actually.
Okay. Well, I can see you're disappointed with that, so
Yeah.
we will leave it there. But well done anyway, Splashy,
Yeah,
because
thanks.
after all those incidents, you can be proud of that.
GG Trasher with the
Uh,
P1. Very proud. And yeah, see you later.
See you later, Splashy. Good luck for next week.
Thank you.
So, coming on to your race winner and confirmed GOAT, GSR Thrasher. I mean, you took pole, which was pretty goated. I mean, Aaron pushed you all the way, but you eventually got pole in the end, and then you got passed by Aaron at the start, but then you retook that lead, and then when the safety car came out, you went for the medium tyres, which I wasn't expecting because I didn't think the mediums could make it to the end, but you worked some magic there, Thrasher. What percentage were your tyres on at the end?
My highest was 80, so it was right in the middle of puncture territory, and it was I had to save so much the final two laps, which is why I got caught so much. But that final lap majorly, I had to save because I swear I had bad luck at China with having punctures on the last lap, so I didn't want to relive past.
Yeah, it was extremely close indeed. You saved those tyres very well to not get a puncture. How high did your heart rate go when Splashy sent it on you in that in the hairpin?
I thought I was dying. I braked at the breaking point because I knew he was going to send it. Um, and yeah, I saw him send the dive, and I'm like, oh my god, he's going to murder me. And then we ghosted inside of each other, which was thank God, because then we both would have been dead. So, but yeah, and then in the final corner, I ran a little wide, and he almost had me at the line, but fair play to him. He was obviously I was on worn medium, so I was saving a lot, but he's definitely one of the fastest guys here, and it was fun to at least battle with him for as long as I did.
Yep, it was extremely close between you two, and you just prevailed in the end. So very well done, and I hope we can see a good championship battle possibly between you two.
Yeah.
But good luck for next week.
Thank you. I'd also like to
And
thank
well done
my
today.
buddy David Perdue. He helped me train for China because I don't like China, so I want to thank him for helping me. But yeah.
Well done to you, and thank you to him, because obviously he's saved the day and you have won. So he's good at what he does. But yeah, that's just about it for this week of ABS Tier 4. We will see you next week. Do either of you know what track it is next week?
I don't. I'll double check real quick.
Okay.
It is Britain next week.
Britain. Okay, so we'll see you all then, and hopefully these two fine gentlemen will be at the front once again fighting for wins, and we can have an exciting race. But for now, that is it, and we will see you next week when ABS Tier 4 returns. Goodbye and take care.